Choose your weapon. Eastern European. Hey guys, it's Gundita here, and this week I have, well, another pistol to review. And you guys know from all of my previous reviews that I love European firearms. I don't know what it is, but HK, Springfield Echelon, Glock 19, you name it, I like it. Well, today is no different. Today we're reviewing the CZ P09. And we're going to do a series of just shooting with this guy. We're not going to do any major tests with this guy today, but we are going to compare it to the Glock 19 and the Springfield Echelon. So stay tuned and see how she goes. All right, today we're doing the CZ P09. Now, CZ itself got its start in 1962. I'll correct it down below if I'm wrong. CZ got its start in 1962, making a lot of military-grade firearms. They got really famous for their pistol that they introduced in 1975 called the CZ 75. It's probably one of the most iconic pistols in the world. It was one of the most cloned pistols in the world till fairly recently when the Glock Gen 3 patent ran out and everybody made a Glock clone. But it was something different, something cool. It was a steel-framed gun, hammer fired, so not that different in that aspect. But it was a double stack with a slide that rode inside the frame, which was kind of neat. All CZ hammer-fired guns run that now, with that slide running inside their frame. Definitely something cool, keeps that bore axis low. Now, the P09 was introduced in 2009. Along with the P07. They were both introduced right around the same time. They are a polymer-framed, hammer-fired pistol that resembles a 75. In essence, kind of closer to the Shadow, which is their tricked-out 75 for competition shooting. That's what this guy kind of reminds me of, is the CZ Shadow. Now, this guy is a polymer-framed, hammer-fired pistol with a 4.5-inch barrel. It runs 19-round magazines, so very similar to the Springfield XD in their full-size capacity with 19 rounds. Now, this is made in originally Czechoslovakia, then Czech Republic, now Czechia. So you name whatever country name you like, but it's made in the Czech Republic, the CZ P09. And it is a neat pistol, something that I've been wanting for a long time. Finally got my chance to buy one at a reasonable price. And right now, they are dirt cheap. You can buy them for cheaper than what I got this one for. And those are brand new. This guy's used. So definitely something different. But what I like the most is that low bore axis. When you put your hand on the pistol, the barrel runs right here. So your hand is just barely below that below the bore axis, which means it's going to keep that recoil low and keep that flipping of the muzzle down. But you know what? Enough of me talking. Let's get some rounds on target and see how she looks, how she feels. Now, this is a double single action pistol. So right now it is in single action, which means the hammer's cocked. It's got a light trigger ready to go. So let's go ahead and put the first round on in a single action and see how she feels. Very nice, very light trigger, very clean, crisp, and that recoil was low. So let's go put a couple more rounds off in single action, and then we'll try her out in double action. All right, so that was single action. What's really cool about this pistol is it has the interchangeable safety mechanism. Right now it's set up with the decocker. So when I click that down, it decocks it and puts it in pretty much double action. You'll hear a lot of people say this is a triple action because it partially cocks the hammer and makes that trigger lighter. I'm not sure how triple action works, but if that's what you want to call it, that's cool. I'm going to go with double action. It acts more like a double action to me. And those who don't know what a double action is, it means as you squeeze the trigger, that hammer cocks back till you're ready to fire. And then, as you can see, because it is a single double action, that next round is already pre-cocked and ready to go for single action. Let's go ahead and decock that again and do another long trigger pull just to feel. Now, double action is probably one of the safest ways to carry a pistol besides an actual manual safety because it makes a very heavy long trigger pull, which means it's you have to intentionally pull that trigger in order for it to fire. There are pluses and minuses to that. The pluses I think of is you don't have to consciously think about flipping off a safety if you need to use your firearm. The minuses are there are different trigger pulls depending on where your hammer is. Right now, this is a heavy trigger pull, probably right around that 10-pound mark. It's heavy and long till it finally goes off. When it's in single action, it's a very light trigger pull, probably closer to about 4 pounds. Very light, very easy to stay on target. Definitely something different for you and something you'll have to work your way through. Now, with training, you can overcome any obstacle. So the longer you get trigger time behind your gun, it doesn't really matter if it's double action, single action, manual safety, no manual safety. The longer you get trigger time behind it, the more muscle memory is going to get attached to it, and it won't matter. So do that as you may. I personally like double action guns where I can decock that hammer and have a nice, safe, long trigger pull. Because I'm not a fan of manual safeties because I don't like to have to worry about thinking in that time frame. But in that same aspect, if I trained more with safeties, it wouldn't be a thought. It would just be second nature. So let's go ahead and get a couple more rounds on target, and then we're going to compare her to some other Eastern European guns. All right, so yes, 19 rounds. There's a lot of rounds in there. Definitely something crazy. What's really cool is they do make aftermarket base plates to give you even more rounds. So whatever you want to do, I'm not doing that right now. I'm just running those stock 19 round mags. Definitely something cool. These are really neat 3-dot sights. I think they glow in the dark. Granted, it is still too bright out here to show whether it does or does not, but I'm pretty sure they glow in the dark. Definitely something cool. This grip texture is actually pretty nice. You got that squarish checkered pattern in the front, and then you have more of that sandpaper style finish there, but it's very smooth. It's not super aggressive, which makes it comfortable with bare hands and still grippy enough with gloves. So definitely something cool. You got the full Picatinny rail up front, so you can throw on all your lights and accessories. You got that squared off trigger guard, a deep undercut there, so you can get a nice high grip. You got that long beaver tail that allows you to get up high without getting hammer bite. And me personally, when I'm running a pistol, I like to run that thumbs forward. So it's got a little texture on that front strap right there to where I can put my thumb there and I can put my other thumb right on top of that safety ledge. And it makes it really nice to get a good grip to keep that pistol nice and firm and controlled. But, you know, let's get a couple of rounds one-handed so you guys can see what it looks like one-handed, and we'll go from there. All right, so one-handed with the CZ P09 at full extension. Definitely easy to control, definitely easy to work with. This is a cool little pistol and definitely something that I like. It is a full-size pistol, so it's more for like duty use, but it's a great gun, great time to have fun with. But you know what? how does she compare to other Eastern European pistols? Some of the more popular ones on today's market. All right, so the CZ P09 is made in the Czech Republic, which is very close to another great manufacturer out there who everybody knows and what everyone makes polymer frame guns to base off of. And that is Glock. This is made in Austria, which is kind of right next door to the Czech Republic. So how does she compare? Now, I don't have a Glock 17 right now, so best I could do is compare her to the Glock 19. So I'm going to shoot these back to back and see how they feel and go from there. So first, we're going to do a couple shots with the Glock 19. All right, and of course, Glock 19 eats up that recoil very well. Let's go ahead and compare her to the CZ P09. Let's go ahead and put that in single action so that way I get the best possible trigger pull and feel. Now, I don't know on camera if that portrays, but I do think that the CZ is a little bit snappier than the Glock. Let's go ahead and shoot one-handed back to back and see how they do. First up, CZ P09. Next, Glock 19. Shooting them back to back, I'm going to say CZ might actually have the win on that one. When I was shooting two-handed, it felt like I could control the Glock a lot better than the CZ. But when I was shooting one-handed, that CZ outperformed the Glock. And it might be because the CZ has that full-size grip and that longer barrel. If I had a Glock 17, it would be a better comparison. But let's go ahead and finish off these rounds on this Glock so I can compare it to the next one. All right, so as you know, Glock is from Austria, CZ is from Czech Republic. Another gun in that Eastern European hemisphere is the Springfield Echelon. And I know what you're thinking, Springfield Armory, that's American. But it's made by HS Product, which is out of Croatia, which is very close to Czech Republic. You do have to go through, I believe it's Slovenia, and that might be it, just Slovenia to get to Czech Republic. It's only about an 8-hour drive between Croatia and Czech Republic. So, realistically, they're pretty much the same place because you could drive 8 hours in Arizona and still be in Arizona. So, hey, you never know. But let's go ahead and do a comparison. Now, both of these are full-size pistols. They are both about a 4.5-inch barrel. They are both full-size grip, polymer frame. Now, this is striker fired. This one is hammer fired. Now, biggest difference is magazine capacity stock. This one's 17 rounds. The Echelon is 17 round stock, but comes with a 20-round extension plate. While the CZ is 19 round magazine, straight from the factory, where you can add extra rounds after that. Definitely something cool. This is more of a striker versus hammer fired, but I do want to see what the differences are because this is becoming my new favorite pistol, and I want to know if my old favorite pistol is better. So definitely something to check out. We're going to go ahead and put a few rounds on target. Now, this isn't the fairest test because I do have a red dot on the Echelon right now. I didn't really want to take it off just for this because I do have a review coming up very soon on this guy where I need that red dot. So bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can to make this as fair as I can. But let's go ahead and put a couple rounds on target and then we'll shoot the CZ right after that. Now, it could be the red dot that makes it so quick. So I'm not going to say that it is the quickest of all the pistols I have, but the red dot does help, and that is something stock that comes with this pistol. So definitely something you have to include. So, next up, we're gonna do the CZ P09. And since I shot that pretty fast, we're gonna go ahead and shoot this one fairly fast. Still very easy to keep control of, very comfortable pistol. But how do they compare one-handed? Let's go ahead and try this out. First up, we have the CZ P09. Next up, we have the Springfield Echelon. All right, shooting them back to back, I'm gonna say that the CZ actually wins the one-handed contest. Just quick feel, I'm gonna say the CZ feels a little less snappy. We'll watch the camera footage and see which one looks more aggressive. But realistically, that CZ feels less aggressive and a little easier to keep control of. But you know what? What's the point of having two full-size pistols if you can't akimbo them? Definitely something cool. These are both really cool guns. I'm a big fan of the CZ P09. I've been a fan of the P09 since they first introduced them. All right, so this pistol is really neat. Definitely something cool to check out. I do really like the CZ P09. The negative side is there's not a whole lot of aftermarket upgrades for this guy right now. Well, at all, period. You can get sights, you can get triggers, and you can get magwells, but that's pretty much where it stops. I mean, there are companies that will cut the slide out for an optic, but I have yet to find any slides that are already pre-cut for an optic. If you guys know of any, please let me know down in the comment section, because I would really like to put an optic on this guy and run a direct comparison to the Echelon with optics on there. Definitely be something neat to check out. But definitely a cool pistol, and let's get these last couple rounds out there and see how she does. And now I'm going to do something that all of you gun snobs really hate. I'm going to take a loaded round, drop her in that chamber, and drop that slide. My thought process on that is if you can't abuse this tool without it breaking, then is it really a tool that you should be using for your duty use? I'm going to say no. So, guys, use your guns how you want to. All right, so CZ P09, full-size pistol, polymer frame, hammer fired, 4.5-inch barrel. Great little pistol. All right, let's show that trigger pull, so since I didn't show you before. Now, this is in single action. So, you have a little bit of take-up. It's a little gritty take-up to the wall. It is a nice firm wall right there. So, it's basically a two-stage trigger. A lot of take-up, you get to that wall, and then it kind of rolls through that wall. On double action, it's a long, heavy pull all the way to the back. But let's go ahead and see what that reset looks like. Ready? Well, let's see if I can. All right, let's show what that reset looks like. So that's hammer back, trigger all the way to the rear. We're going to slowly release. It is long, but it's audible and tactile. So you definitely can tell that you reset that trigger. Let's do that reset again. Long. There's your reset. But it doesn't put you right back on the wall. You do have to bring it back to the wall again. So that reset is not the best, but there is a company called Omega that makes trigger components for this guy who will upgrade this trigger. So definitely something I'll look into in the near future. Definitely something cool to check out. Definitely a gun that is reasonable in price, and you guys should definitely check out if you ever get a chance. The CZ P09, definitely a cool gun, something you should check out. Guys, if you like that video, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comment section if the CZ P09 is something that you would like to get, or if you prefer something new and modern like the Springfield Echelon. Let me know in the comment section. And guys, if you are already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that bell icon, because only about 3% of you actually have, and some of you aren't seeing my videos. So definitely hit that bell icon. And guys, this is Gundidi. I'll see you for the next one.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a